today we are making an ice cream cake, which sounds really cool, right? And I thought, because the weather's really warm outside, the first thing you want to eat is ice cream, so why not combine ice cream and cake? Now, I'm not literally going to combine them because that would probably equal a sloppy, soggy mess, which we don't want in cakes. But I'm going to make it look like an ice cream and have the flavours of an ice cream. It's going to be a Neapolitan ice cream cake. So the bottom layer is going to be chocolate, the middle layer is going to be strawberry, and the top layer is going to be vanilla. And we're going to have chocolate buttercream, strawberry buttercream and vanilla buttercream. That's really hard to say in one go, especially when you've got braces. And it's going to be covered in vanilla buttercream, and it's going to have an ice cream on top and hundreds and thousands, and it's just going to hopefully look really cool. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 160 degrees Celsius as always, and I've greased and lined 3 6-inch. So for a 6-inch cake you want 3 large eggs, and as always I've weighed them and done the rest of the ingredients the same weight. The large eggs came to 255 grams, so I've got the same in butter, sugar and self-raising flour. I've also got some chopped up strawberries which we're going to use in the cake as well as in the buttercream, and I've got about 55 grams for the cake, and I've got 1.5 tablespoons of cocoa powder which we're going to use for the chocolate layer, and I've also got some vanilla which we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of, some strawberry extract to really bring out the flavour in the cake. I'm also going to colour the cake pink and yellow. So let's get to it. So the first thing we want to do is make a reduction out of the strawberries. So if you put these straight in the cake or if you liquidize them, it's going to create too much liquid in the cake and it's going to be quite soggy as well. So we want to make a bit of a paste out of this, almost jam-like. So I'm going to boil this, and then I'm going to simmer it down for about 5 to 10 minutes until it creates a jam-like texture, and I'm going to add a bit of caster sugar into it as well, about a tablespoon. Okay, so boil that down now until most of the liquid has come out of it, and we're going to leave that to cool, and whilst that's cooling we're going to get on and make the sponge cake. So as always, the first step is creaming the butter and sugar together. So I'm going to pop the butter in the mixer. Oh, egg are not falling off this time. Followed by the sugar, and we're going to cream that for at least 5 minutes on a medium to high speed. Okay, so that's been mixing for about 5 minutes now, so it's now time to add in the eggs, and I'm going to add them in one at a time, beating for about a minute between each one. That's the eggs mixed in now, and at this stage I usually add some milk into the mixture, but I'm not going to do that at the moment because the strawberry layer probably isn't going to need any milk, because we're adding the strawberries which naturally contain some liquid even though we boiled most of it off, and I'm also adding some strawberry extract in there as well, so we'll add the milk in later to the chocolate and vanilla layer. So the final step of the sponge is to add in your self-raising flour, and as always we want to be really gentle and mix this on the lowest speed of your setting, the lowest setting of your mixer. Oh, there's always a video where I can never get my words out, like real life really. So we're going to mix this really gently and slowly, or you can mix it by hand. Flour is mixed in now, so I'm going to make sure I've got all of the flour off the edges and everything off the paddle, and then I'm going to split the mixture between 3 bowls so we can add in the rest of our ingredients separately. I've divided the mixture equally between 3 different bowls, and I've put a tablespoon of milk into the vanilla one and a tablespoon of milk into the cocoa one, or chocolate one. So I'm going to add in the cocoa powder to this one and give it a good mix. Again, just folding it in rather than going whappy with it. And for the strawberry one, I'm going to add a good blob of pink food colouring in. I'm also going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of strawberry extract, and you want to be careful using strawberry extract because it can taste quite artificial if you put too much in. So you just want to add a little bit in. And finally our strawberry mixture. This a good mix. And want it to be quite a bright pink. So again, another blob. And give it another mix around. There we go, I'm happy with that colour. And finally, I'm going to put a quarter of a teaspoon of vanilla extract in. And I want this to be really yellow, and I know cake mixture is pretty yellow anyway, but I'm just going to add a tiny bit of yellow in to add to the colour. And mix this one in. Okay, so that's all three mixtures done now. I'm going to put them into the baking tins and bake them for about 22 to 25 minutes. And you can check they're done by either poking a skewer in them, and if it comes out clean, or pressing on top and it will spring back. So that is my cakes done now. The chocolate one took a couple of minutes longer to bake, and I'm going to let them completely cool before I decorate them. And whilst they're cooling, I'm going to make my buttercream base. Now we are going to jazz the buttercream up. We're going to do a vanilla, strawberry and chocolate one, but I'm going to first work on the base. And if you want to know how I make my buttercream, then I'll leave a card in one of these corners. I think it's this one, hopefully, but it'll pop up somewhere. And you can view my video on how to make a super simple buttercream. Buttercream all mixed up now, and I've divided it between three. Most of it is vanilla, but I've divided two batches, one for chocolate and one for strawberry. So the next thing we're going to do is melt the dark chocolate, and you want about 40 grams of good quality dark chocolate. I'm going to melt it over a bain-marie, but you can melt it in the microwave as well if you want, and then we'll come back to the buttercream. Okay, so I've melted the chocolate. I'm going to let that cool down for a bit. Meanwhile, I'm going to make the strawberry buttercream. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a couple of drops of strawberry extract into the buttercream, and then I've got some pink food colour in here. I'm going to add a few drops of that in. Happy with that, so I'm going to put some of it in a piping bag. That's the strawberry one done, and we'll come back to adding the strawberries in a little bit later. Okay, my chocolate has cooled down a little bit now, so I'm going to add the chocolate into this one. Right, that's all I'm going to get at. I'll just lick the bag clean, which is fine by me. I'm happy to do so. And then I'm going to mix this in. Chocolate buttercream done, and I'm going to do the same thing and put some in a piping bag. Just like so. And then we'll leave the chocolate buttercream to last. And now it's time to decorate. I've got a cake board here. As always, I'm going to get some buttercream to act like a bit of a glue. And we're going to get the chocolate layer first. So I've just cut the top off the chocolate layer because it raised with a bit of a dome on top, which I didn't want. So I've just chopped the top off. Okay, so I've got my chocolate layer there, and I'm going to pipe an edge around this, and then I'm going to fill the middle with more buttercream. go, and then just fill the middle with anything you've got left over. And then we are going to spread it all out. Just like so. And then I'm going to get my strawberry layer, pop that on top, centre it, and again buttercream and do an edge. Just like so, and I'm not going to fill the middle, I'm going to pipe the rest back in my bowl, and then I'm going to mix my strawberries in here. So with these strawberries, there's probably about 3 or 4 strawberries in here that I've chopped up, and I've just put them in tissue paper, toilet paper, I haven't, kitchen roll, just to try and soak up some of the excess liquid in there. And that's all mixed in there, and then I'm going to put this in the centre. And I'm going to squish this round. Might be too much in here, and if there is, I'm just going to scrape some back off. But I want to create nice thick layers of buttercream with this cake, because I think it's going to add to the effect when we cut into it. Now we're going to get our final layer. Press it down. I'm going to get my scraper and scrape any excess that I've got around the cake. Now it's time for a crumb coat, so I'm going to do that with vanilla buttercream. So I'm going to get my buttercream from here and put it on top. And then stop it. Then I'm just going to scrape it down, and a crumb coat is just a really thin layer to lock in the crumbs, so it doesn't need to be thick, and it doesn't need to be completely neat either, so it can be a little bit messy. So next thing I'm going to do is scrape off the excess. I'm just going to put my scraper flat to the board and just do a couple of turns. Just like so, and then scrape off the excess. And then for the top, I'm just going to drag it towards me. Okay, so that's my crumb coat done. I'm going to pop that in the fridge for about half an hour to solidify up, and then we're going to do a final layer. Okay, so the cake's been in the fridge for half an hour now, so now I'm going to do the second layer of icing. You can see, I've just put some more icing. And then again, I'm going to get my scraper and I'm going to go around. I'm not going to press as hard this time, but I'm going to gently go around with the scraper flat to the board. For another 30 minutes to cool down, and then we will put the white chocolate ganache on there as well. So whilst the cake is chilling in the fridge, I'm going to get on and make the white chocolate ganache, which is what we're going to use for the drip. So I've got 100 grams of white chocolate here that I've broken into pieces, and I've mixed it with 30 ml of double cream, and I'm going to melt it in the microwave. And I'm melting chocolate in the microwave now because it has got double cream with it, so it's less likely to burn. However, you still do want to keep a close eye on this, so I'm going to melt it in the microwave, and I'm going to check it every 10 seconds or so. And then after the first 10 seconds, you're going to give it a stir. And pop it back in for another 10 seconds. And you're going to repeat this process until it's completely melted together. White chocolate and the double cream melted together now, and this is our chocolate ganache which we're going to use for the drip, and it took 40 seconds all in all. So the next thing I'm going to do is add some pink colour into it. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that, so it's slightly brighter than the buttercream, but it's a really vibrant colour, so I'm happy with that. And I'm going to wait for this to cool, and then we'll pop this on the cake. The cake is added another 30 minutes in the fridge now, so it's really cold to touch. So now it's time to add the drip. So you may find that your mixture is stiffened up and it's not drippable anymore. So we're going to add a tiny bit more cream in and mix it in. So it's still a little bit gloopy. So again, a little bit more. It's best to add a little bit as you go rather than putting the loads in every time, because you don't want a drip that's too watery because it's going to slide down your cake. So to do the drip, there's a couple of ways to do it. You can spoon it on and you just put a bit to the edge and you let it drip. You can put it in a piping bag, you can put it in a squeezy bottle. I'm just going to spoon it on, so I'm going to take a little bit of the drip. I'm going to work it towards the edge and let it fall down the cake. And you can encourage it. I'm just going to put a bit more on and keep going round and round the cake until you've got the drips that you want. And if you want smaller drips, you just put less on. If you want bigger drips, you put more on. And just let gravity do its thing. There we go, I'm happy with that. So that's the drip doing its thing. Okay, so for the ice cream scoop, I have chilled down the pink strawberry buttercream, and I've chilled it down because I want that sort of ruffled effect that you get around ice cream when you scoop it. If I scooped it straight out of the buttercream after I'd first made it, it would be quite smooth. So I'm going to get a ball of ice cream, and I'm just going to roll it around and pick up bits of the buttercream. It's quite messy, but just so it's not a perfect ball, I want it to look as if it's just been scooped out. Sort of like that. So I'm kind of going for the messy look, and then I'm going to place that in the middle of my cake, and then I'm going to wash my hands because I've got buttercream all over my fingers. Then I'm going to get my ice cream cone. Oh no, okay, that broke. Let's get another one. There we go, I'll be a bit more gentle, shall I? I'm going to get my ice cream cone, I'm going to place it on top just like so. A bit more buttercream. I'm just going to go around the edges as if it's just been scooped on. I want it to be quite messy, I don't want this to be neat. I want it to be authentic. Last thing I'm going to do is add some sprinkles because I want this to look like it's sort of melted down the cake. So I'm just going to put some in the lid. These are hundreds of thousands. I'm just going to put a few scattered around, a few on the ice cream. Just like so, and then I'm going to put a few on the drips as well. And that is the ice cream cake complete. So I'm really happy with this actually. It looks exactly like an ice cream, it's just melted all down the cake, and I really like it. So now it's taste test time. This is where we get to see the colours. So I'm going to cut a tiny little slice out. Yes! That looks so good! My favourite part. Do I try it all together? Okay, let's try and get it all together. I'm not sure my mouth's that big. Oh, see? Oh my gosh. It actually tastes exactly like Neapolitan ice cream. I'm pretty impressed. I didn't think it would turn out that good. It tastes exactly like it. Anyway, I'll stop eating now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!